NASCAR hammers Kevin Harvick and his Ford team with a massive L2 penalty. You're gonna need to sell a few more t-shirts to pay this one off. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. We're talking penalties today. And that doesn't include the William Byron appeal, which is being held in just a few hours. We'll talk about the results of that appeal probably tomorrow. No, first we have to dedicate a full discussion to the massive penalties NASCAR just handed Kevin Harvick and his Stewart-Haas racing team. We'll get to that in just a moment because I actually want to start this video with some breaking news from yesterday afternoon. Racer.com reports that Ford Truck Series team David Gilliland Racing will switch to Toyota in time for next season. I should say switch back. David Gilliland Racing was originally a Toyota Truck Series team, but they've run Ford since, I believe, 2019. Reporter Kelly Crandall writes that an official announcement is expected in the coming weeks, but for now, she's reporting that Taylor Gray, Tanner Gray, and Corey Heim will drive their trucks full-time next year, and there will also be a fourth truck that will see multiple drivers drive it over the course of the season. So, it didn't take Toyota very long to find their KBM replacement. I got quite a bit of pushback on social media a few weeks ago when I suggested that losing Kyle Busch isn't the end of the world for Joe Gibbs Racing or Toyota. Sure, losing Kyle Busch Motorsports is suboptimal, but Toyota has the resources to just go out there and effectively annex a different existing Truck Series team, and that's what they're doing right here with David Gilliland Racing, it sounds like. That's how this was always going to work. So I'm not surprised to hear this report. It's been rumored for a couple of weeks now. An official announcement, again, is expected over the coming weeks, but Racer.com reporting it first, DGR switching from Ford back to Toyota. This also adds context to what Hailie Deegan said earlier this week when she discussed not having set 2023 plans just yet. Makes sense. She is under contract with Ford, and her current Truck Series team is switching to Toyota, so she's gonna have to find a new ride with a different team if she stays in the trucks. I'm sure behind the scenes, Deegan and her team are trying to find a full-time Xfinity ride, again, in a Ford system. Remember when Kyle Busch said he was the first big domino that had to fall so that a bunch of other dominoes could fall? This is likely what Kyle Busch was talking about. Him going to Chevrolet, bringing KBM with him, likely forced Toyota to go out and pick up DGR, which now means Hailie Deegan has to find a different Ford team if she's gonna stay in trucks. It's domino effect, y'all. Anyway, that's the latest news there. Now let's discuss this massive penalty NASCAR just slapped Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers with. NASCAR deducted 100 driver and 100 owner points from the Stewart-Haas Racing number 4 team. Crew chief Rodney Childers was fined $100,000 and will be suspended for the next 4 Cup Series events. I believe this is now the third different L2 penalty NASCAR has handed out this season. NASCAR alleges the team modified a vendor-supplied next-gen body part, a part that affects the aerodynamic properties of the race car. Now, NASCAR has since come out and specifically said the issue is with the deck lid. No further details have been provided at this time. Now, as of Thursday morning when I'm filming this, Stewart-Haas Racing has not yet filed an appeal. This infraction was found during the week at the NASCAR R&D Center. After Talladega, both Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr.'s cars were randomly selected by NASCAR to be taken back to the R&D Center and fully torn down. I'm not one to fuel conspiracy theories on this show, but social media has been in complete uproar over the past 12 or 18 hours. Many are pointing out that the timing of this major penalty is a bit suspicious. Kevin Harvick has been one of the most outspoken drivers in recent weeks about the flaws, the shortcomings of the next gen, going so far as to sell t-shirts that say crappy parts and crappy tires on his website. A few minutes before this penalty was publicly released, Kevin Harvick tweeted this yesterday. "Seems strange, ... No further context provided. Then just minutes after the penalty was released publicly, crew chief Rodney Childers tweeted this. "Shocker, ... The extra dot there means everything. So both Harvick and Childers being kind of vague, but those tweets have certainly helped fuel the conspiracy theories that NASCAR is singling them out. This is the new actions detrimental to stock car racing fine. NASCAR didn't like Harvick and Childers speaking out so much the last few weeks, so this is their way of forcing them back into line. Look, I'm not going to argue that the timing is a bit weird, but unless we have hard evidence that NASCAR is unfairly singling out Stewart-Haas Racing and Kevin Harvick's team, I'm not going to fuel the conspiracy theories any further. For what it's worth, NASCAR President Steve Phelps was asked about this last night. Here are some tweets from reporter Jenna Fryer. She tweeted, Steve Phelps on if the penalty to Harvick and Childers was punitive. Phelps said, quote, I would say that's ridiculous. No one has a vendetta against Kevin Harvick or Rodney or anyone at Stewart-Haas Racing. Our guys are very good. They're going to look at it again, look at it a third time to make sure there's a penalty and the penalty is right. If the 4 team thinks that's not right, they will file an appeal. Exactly. You know, it's been almost 24 hours and Stewart-Haas has not filed an appeal. They can be miffed that, oh, why did NASCAR choose to take our car back to the R&D center this week? That's suspicious, but if you broke the rules, you broke the rules. The penalty is fair and just. It's not like this is the first L2 penalty NASCAR's handed out this year. Brad Keselowski and RFK got hit with the exact same penalty way back in like March of this year. Then a few months ago, Michael McDowell front row got hit with the exact same penalty. In both cases, both teams were modifying a single source vendor supplied next gen part and got hit with the exact same penalty Kevin Harvick's team just got hit with. So Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers can make vague tweets that rile up the fan base all they want, but if you really think NASCAR is treating you unfairly, if you think the penalty was wrong, you think you're being singled out because you're more outspoken, just come out and say it. You've both been so outspoken the last few weeks. What's stopping you now? Just say it. Don't just stir the pot for the sake of stirring the pot. It's not right to take advantage of the average fan who wasn't in the room, who wasn't in the shop, who doesn't know explicitly what you did or didn't do. If you actually think NASCAR treated you unfairly, which both Harvick and Childers, I mean, their tweets seem to suggest that's what they think, just come out and say it straight up. And you know, that leads me to a big topic I want to discuss. Transparency. Let's talk about transparency. Because like I said, the average fan like you, me, pretty much anyone in the media, we don't know explicitly what they did to the rear deck lid. We don't know if it was against the rules, if it wasn't, if NASCAR's just making this all up, or if Harvick's team actually did break the rules. We don't know, because NASCAR this year has not been very transparent about these major penalties. When Brad Keselowski's team got caught messing with, I believe it turned out to be like the rear body panel on the car, reporters, fans, everyone had to dig really deep to get any sort of answer as to what they actually did to justify such a major penalty. When Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch got disqualified at Pocono, they attempted to set a new precedent by basically just telling the entire world, hey, here's exactly what we did. Here's where we put the pieces of tape. Here's the advantage we believe it did or didn't cause us. They tried to set an example by being transparent. If Stewart-Haas Racing doesn't appeal this penalty, will they do the same thing? Will they come out and say, here's what we did to this part? Are they going to be just as transparent? My guess is probably not. I wish NASCAR would take it upon themselves to be more transparent about a lot of this stuff. I think major penalties, 100-point penalties, deserve a better explanation than just, oh yeah, the rear deck lid, that they looked at it funny or something. That's just me. Again, I understand NASCAR doesn't want to give the other teams ideas of how they could or couldn't cheat, but for the fans sitting at home, your favorite driver just got hit with a 100-point penalty. Yes, Harvick's not in the playoffs, but that's still a pretty major blow. That's going to knock him down the standings. He's probably going to finish 16th in the playoff standings no matter what. At least the owner standings for sure. I feel like the fans deserve an explanation for that. I would love more transparency, but I'm going to leave this here. I don't want to fuel conspiracy theories any further. Yes, the timing is a little suspicious, but if they broke the rules, they broke the rules. Harvick's team can be upset that they were the team picked to go back to the R&D center this week, but if your car was illegal, I mean, that's on you. I'll be really curious to see if they submit an appeal over the next few hours. I'll add a disclaimer down to the comments below if they do, but it's been, like I said, 18 hours or so, and they have not filed anything to my knowledge, so I don't know. Even if they do file an appeal, I doubt they'll win it. I don't think Keselowski's team won their appeal. I don't think Front Row even submitted an appeal, so maybe it is just best to sit on your hands. If you messed up, you messed up. At least you've already been eliminated from the championship, so this isn't going to end your efforts there at the very least. I'm just looking for any sort of silver lining here. That's going to do it for this episode, y'all. Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you believe what I believe to be conspiracy theories? Did Harvick's comments anger NASCAR so much that they made up a 100-point penalty out of thin air? Or do you believe they did actually break the rules and the timing is unfortunately just a coincidence? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. One final thought. If NASCAR was going to single out any driver in the inspection line, you'd think it'd be Denny Hamlin first. You know, the guy who quite literally called for NASCAR leadership to be fired last weekend at Talladega. Harvick's probably on the list too, but you'd think Hamlin would get, the first look. You know what I mean? I don't know, just saying. Anyway, share your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any upcoming NASCAR content. October is poised to be maybe the biggest month in this channel's history. I cannot wait to share some exciting news with y'all over the next few weeks. As always, a big thank you to my Patreon supporters as well. I couldn't do this show without your continued support each and every month. We'll be back again tomorrow, likely, to discuss the aftermath of the William Byron appeal, but that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Take it easy.